Hey, what's going on, everybody? So I just wanted to come back and do a really quick video about the coverage I did for the Colorado shooting. And I was actually going through my Twitter feeds and I noticed someone else posted a comment about the shooting, not on my feed, but just about the shooting itself. And they posted, based on what the legal definition, Colorado is rather clear on what constitutes self-defense. Shooting someone for macing you as you shove them and instigate them to use mace is not self-defense, right? So, and then that person provided the Colorado statute. So I thought we'd take a quick look at that statute. We're not going to go through all of this. We're just going to cover the exception, right? So the exception of Title 18, Criminal Code 18-1-704. It goes, number one, except as provided in subsections 2 and 3 of this section, a person is justified in using physical force upon another person in order to defend themselves or third person from what he reasonably believes to be the use of imminent use of unlawful physical force by that other person. And he may use a degree of force which he reasonably believes to be necessary for that purpose. Then it goes on. Deadly physical force may be used only if a person reasonably believes a lesser degree of force is inadequate and the actor has a reasonable ground to believe and does believe that he or another person is in imminent danger of being killed or receiving great bodily injury, or the other person is using or reasonably appears about to use of physical force against an occupant of a dwelling or business established while committing or attempting to commit burglary as defined in these sections. And then it goes on. C, the other person is committing or reasonably appears about to commit kidnapping as defined in this section, robbery, sexual assault, et cetera, et cetera, right? So that's about all we really want to cover in terms of the statute. Let's go ahead and look at the case law. We really need to take a step back and we need to look at what justifiable homicide is, because we have the statute and now we look at justifiable homicide. And it goes on, justifiable homicide is a killing of another human being in necessary self-defense or in the defense of habitation, property, or person against one whom manifestly intends or endeavors by violence or surprise to commit a known felony. We're going to stop right there. And then we're going to skip ahead and we're going to read another section. A bare fear of any of these offenses to prevent which the homicide is alleged to have been committed should not be just sufficient to justify the killing. It must appear that the circumstances were sufficient to excite the fears of a reasonable person, and that the party killing really acted under the influence of those fears and not in the spirit of revenge. And if the person killed was a magistrate, a police, or a public officer, it must appear also that the slayer was not the assailant, and that the person killed was not acting in the discharge of his duties. All right, so now we're going to skip ahead and we're going to look at some case law, Young v. People. And basically it says the right to self-defense is only given in emergencies to enable persons who attacked and to whom may reasonably appear that their lives or bodies are in danger of great bodily injury to defend themselves, that this right is based upon the reasonable persons having due regard for human life would do under circumstances. All right, so let me quickly get into my commentary for this. So here's the thing. So by now you guys have seen the video. If not, pause this, go and watch the videos of the shooting. I'm not going to put the videos of the shooting on my channel because I'm tired of getting YouTube strike. Everyone else seems to be able to put these videos on their channel. They don't get YouTube strikes. I, for some reason, get YouTube strikes all the time. I guess they don't want me doing videos. I don't know what it is. So I'm not going to put the videos here. But from my viewing of the video, this is the situation. You have a black man and several white men arguing. To me, it looks like they're arguing over political issues, Black Lives Matter, so on and so forth. Whatever they were arguing about is actually irrelevant at this point. One of the guys, a Caucasian male, has a bottle of mace, and he's physically, or he appears to physically threaten the black man with being sprayed by mace. It looks like he's going to spray him. The black man is telling him or threatening him not to spray him. If you spray me, let's see what happens. Blah 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 blah. Somehow or another, the guy with the mace gets off to the left side of the black guy, and for reasons I can't figure out, and for I can't figure out how this happens, but he ends up getting into a altercation with the security guard. I don't see any how this led up to this altercation. I don't see how it actually started. I don't have any details. We just see the gunshot on the side of the video, and it's hard to really figure out what happened. I'm sure other videos will come out eventually, but for the most part, we don't know much about what happened except that the guy had mace. He was already threatening to spray one individual. Then he goes off to the side and he actually sprays the security officer, which I'm calling him security officer, but he's not a officer by the state. He's a security guard or security professional. Let's call him a security professional. So he sprays a security professional. We know this because we have a photo of him spraying the security professional. It's hard to catch it in the actual video. So the bottom line boils down to this: was this justifiable homicide? Did the actions of the guy with the mace justify him being shot? And it's going to be tough. It's really going to be tough because we do have this guy running around with mace trying to spray people. And the problem is that you don't know what he's going to do after he sprays you, right? Now, me personally, I kind of want to support the security guard. I'm just going to come out and say that. If you support the other guy, put your questions and comments down below. The only problem I have is that I hate senseless killings, and this to me appears to be a senseless killing because the guy is running around spraying people with mace, and then you have the security guard who's not going to have it, and the security guard is probably going to try to argue justifiable homicide because I don't know this for sure, but he's a security guard, and he's probably going to say that he thought that this person was a danger to the community, and he heard, we don't know what he heard, right? But if he can, if he heard the guy said, I'm going to spray you with mace, and then I'm going to wrestle you down to the ground and rape you. I'm going to spray you with mace, I'm going to wrestle you. I'm being funny, but it's not really funny. I'm going to spray you with mace, and then I'm going to beat the living crap out of you. Then that would be justifiable homicide because the spraying of the mace is to is to incapacitate you, and then he's going to follow up with beating you, right? But that's only if the guy is actually making threats like this. If the guy is not making threats like this, then it's going to be tough to prove justifiable homicide. But on the same token, this situation is tricky because why is a guy running around spraying people with mace anyway? And what is he going to do after he sprays you with mace? And that's, it's going to be really tricky for the arguments to be made on both sides, what the guy's intention was for spraying him with mace, because the mace sprayer or the macer is not acting in self-defense. He's running around and he's trying to spray people. To me, if you're trying to defend yourself, you back away from the situation. The guy with the mace appears to be the aggressor because he's running around getting in people's faces, and he's advancing on people, constantly trying to spray them with mace. It looks like he somehow got into the security guard's realm of personal space, or his space bubble, and it looks briefly like he could have advanced on the security guard. Now again, I don't know what happened because I can't see the video, but we do see a photo of the security guard being sprayed with mace. The security guard could also just simply argue that, hey, this guy is crazy. He's running around spraying people with mace. He's threatening to rape people. He's threatening to beat people with a bat. He came on me. I got nervous. I pulled my gun. I told him to back away. He advanced and said, "I'm going to spray you, and then I'm going to rape you." So I shot him. I shot him because I was afraid for my life, and I was afraid that I might be raped after he sprayed me. Right? So I'm obviously embellishing the rape part here, but if the guy with the mace made any type of threats after he was going to spray the person with the mace, then it's going to be justifiable homicide. If he said, "I'm going to spray you with this mace and then I'm going to F you up," then that's a justifiable homicide. That's it for this video. Please leave your likes, questions below. And again, I think America's just getting crazy. And we're just going to flood the court system with these silly, unnecessary killings. And I think we really need to take a step back. I think we really need to think. And I think we just really need to heal the nation. Again, please like, share, subscribe, leave your questions and comments below, and definitely let me know what you think. Was the mace doer wrong? Did he deserve to be shot? Was the security guard wrong? Did he have any justification of shooting this guy? And one of the unfortunate things about mace is that once you're sprayed, you're incapacitated. So it's hard to say whether or not you had a legitimate fear for your life, because what's going to happen after you're sprayed? He could do anything to you after he sprays you, right? How are you going to fight back? So again, questions and comments below. Let me know if you thought the security guard was wrong. Let me know if you thought the macer was wrong. Thanks for watching.